Hello everyone, so I'm doing an April book haul. I went to one of my favorite used bookstores and purchased 9 books. The reason I love this bookstore is that when you walk in, every aisle is filled from top to bottom with books. For someone who doesn't love books, this probably seems messy and chaotic, but for someone like me, I'm in heaven. It probably would take you like hours just to look through every book there, and that's why I love it. One of the best things is the price. So the most a book would cost is $3. The reason I went to the bookstore is to purchase Sweet Audrina and Heaven by V.C. Andrews. A fellow booktuber by the name of Peter Mon, who is amazing, is doing a book club type thing. I will link the video where he talks about it in the description below. He wants to read the collection of V.C. Andrews' book, and the first one he's starting off with is Sweet Audrina. This is about Audrina who desires to be as perfect as her sister. She feels her father does not love her as much as her sister, who is dead. Her sister's things are locked away in a room, and Audrina kind of sits in the rocking chair all day trying to be as perfect as her, and she kind of discovers some dangerous secrets. The next book is Heaven. This is about Heaven Castile, who is pretty and smart, even though she is kind of dirty and has a mean father and a stepmom who works her like a mule. For her brother's sake, Heaven kind of dreams of getting away and finding love and respect she deserves, but it doesn't go as planned because her stepmom runs away, and so her father wants to ruin this dream of Heaven's. The next book I got is Cloud Atlas by David Mitchell. This book consists of 6 stories from the remote South Pacific in the 19th century to a distant post-apocalyptic future. This book has some very mixed reviews from my Goodreads friends. The movie did look intriguing, but I never saw it because it is very racially insensitive because they have actors play different races, and that's not okay. But the story did sound interesting. The next book I got is Final Girls and Riley Sager. I was so excited to find this. I've been wanting to read this book for so long. Each time I go to the library, it is always checked out. This is about Quincy, who 10 years ago went on vacation with 5 of her friends, and she was the only one to survive a massacre. She ends up as part of a group called the Final Girls that the media has given them. It consists of other girls who's been through similar situations. They have never met until one of the final girl ends up dead, and so the other one kind of wants to be part of Quincy's life, and the other girl tries to make Quincy relive the past and remember everything that happened 10 years ago. I really hope I will like it since I've been waiting so long to read this book. The next book I got is The 13th Tale by Diana Setterfield. I pretty much got this book because of the cover. I think the cover is so pretty, and I didn't know much about it, but I was happy to see that a lot of friends on Goodreads gave this a good review. This is about the author Vida Winters, who is famous for her collection of 12 enchanting stories about alternative lives of herself. But years later, she's ready to reveal her violent and tragic past. This is listed as a historical fiction gothic novel, and that just sounds amazing. Another book I got is I Know You Anywhere by Laura Lippman. I've read Every Secret Thing by Laura Lippman, and I didn't really like it. I think I gave it like a 2-star on Goodreads, but I'm willing to give her another try. This book sounds good. I love a good mystery thriller novel. This is about Eliza Benedict, who has a good life. She has a successful husband and beautiful children. But when Walter Bowman returns into her life, things change. When she was 15, Walter kidnapped her and held her captive for 6 weeks, and now he is on death row for rape and murder. So she's always had some questions for him, so now is her chance to get some answers. The next book I got is Americana by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. I'm sorry if I didn't pronounce that right. This follows Ifeolu and Abanzi, who live in Nigeria under their military dictatorship. So around that time, everyone is kind of fleeing. Ifeanyi departs to America, and Obanze hopes to join her, but post 9/11 America will not let him in. So he lives an undocumented life in London. So 13 years later, Obanze is a wealthy man in the newly democratic Nigeria, and Ifeanyi is a successful blogger. So after being apart for so long, they're finding courage to see each other again. I think this will be a powerful book to read. I've heard great things about it. I got it because I'm making an effort to read more diverse books. The last two books I got are by the author Harlan Coben. The first one is The Woods. Paul Copeland's sister was murdered 20 years ago at summer camp by a serial killer. Her body was never found, and years later he is a successful prosecutor, and he is working on one of the biggest cases of his career, and this kind of changes everything that he thought he knew from his past. And the last book I got is 6 Years. So it has been 6 years since Jake Saul, the love of his life, Natalie, marries somebody else, and 6 years since he last spoke to her. When Jake sees Natalie's husband obituary in the paper, he can't stop himself from going to the funeral. But when he gets there expecting to see Natalie, she isn't there. He finds out that another woman has been married to him for over a decade, and none of her friends really know who Jake is or have seen her in years. Jake is determined to find out where Natalie is and uncover the truth. Those are all the books I got in April. If you read any of these, let me know how you liked them in the comments. So like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all later. Bye!